So, Jay, this caller says, Jay made me think of something that my dad says. Spandex is a privilege, not a right. That's pretty good. I thought you'd like that. Being in this country is a privilege. It's not a right if you're a foreign person. So there you go. That's a good comment. Madeline, you are first up with Jay St. Clair. Good afternoon, Madeline.
Hi. I called you before, and I came into this country with a green card. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I became a citizen, went to the courthouse, said the oath. So anyway, I called you and I asked for my friend that's mother died that left her about $35,000 in California. With her and her siblings did not give it to her, and
right.
You mentioned that you weren't a lawyer from California. Blah blah blah. Well, she did give me another. She says, Madeline, can you ask him another question? So I'm going to read the little text. Okay, and maybe it'll make enough sense where you can then answer. Okay, it says, if a person draws up a demand letter asking family to surrender documents that list all accounting of expenses and cash left over after person's death, ... do they have to list on letter, if not surrendered, quote, I will take them to court, unquote. And am I obligated to go to court after they surrender the documents, or can I just go to mediation with another mediating business? How much do lawyers on average charge for just 15-minute phone calls? Okay, so it stops a little weak. But did that make any sense to you?
No, it makes a lot of sense. I don't think I mentioned this last time, and this was my era. She should contact the California bar. I bet you they have programs set up where you can get free lawyers or lawyers very cheap. So I would contact the California bar first. She would really be better off if she had a lawyer. There's a lot of lawyers who volunteer their time. And the other thing I would look for is California Legal Aid. Google that, but I would first call the Bar Association. They're very helpful. They'll be able to direct you to the right place. Let me answer your question just kind of briefly. Demand letters really have no legal effect. It's a way of kind of prompting action, but they're not a court order. So she can write a letter, and maybe that will prompt them to action. She does not have to go to court, but she may have to go to court to get her money. And she's really just going to be so better off without a lawyer. I would tell her, call the California Bar Association, tell them what her problem is, and they will put her in touch with the most affordable lawyer that they can.
Okay.
Madeline?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I've got to move on to a few others. Do you have one more thing?
No, that's it. Carry on.
Okay. Thank you, Madeline. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Madeline.
Let's see. You're going to have to help me out, Mason. I need to make sure that they're all for Jay. And I'm seeing a wide variety of comments there. Number 3's for Jay. You just need to just help me out with that. Yes, Dennis is next in the borough. Dennis, you're on with Jay St. Clair.
Thank you. First-time caller, so be gentle with me here. But I want to talk about Biden as he's leaving, as he's walking out the door. He's pardoning all these people, and I'm pretty sure we can't do anything with his son, even though, he said that he wasn't going to pardon him. But I don't think the founding fathers ever thought this was going to happen. But another thing with this COVID czar, I don't think he's been accused of anything yet, but he pardons him. How is that legal? Can he pardon somebody for something that they haven't been accused for yet?
That's a good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely, they can. No question about it. Best example of that is when President Ford pardoned Richard Nixon before he had been charged with any crime. Because here's the deal. You may say, well, this all seems very odd. Defending a case, even if you are as innocent as the driven snow, can be very expensive, very time-consuming, and very upsetting. I think the best example, Matt, you remember the guy's name. I don't, a politician. He was charged with something, went on for years. He gets acquitted. And then he goes to hold a press conference and says, okay, now where do I go to get back my reputation?
Oh, yeah. Ray Donovan was his name.
Yep.
Secretary of the Interior under Ronald Reagan, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, actually, that's right. And so, yes, pardons can be issued to people who have not been charged with crimes. It cannot go into the future. It stops, the protection stops at the moment the pardon is signed. It only covers past acts, not future acts.
That's what I was going to ask next. I was thinking if he's pardoning, carte blanche here, then he could murder somebody. I mean,
no, that's right. No, you can't. It doesn't go forward. He doesn't have any protection now, and he hadn't had it for a couple of months.
Dennis, thank you for the call. Premature caller ejection there, Dennis. My apology. I'm just trying to get to as many as I can. So many folks want to get a hold of Jay St. Clair, to include Elizabeth, who is in Columbia, Tennessee, with a question about injuries. Hello, Elizabeth. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for taking my call. I have lifetime medical with workman's comp through a previous employee. Haven't worked for 24 years due to the wreck. And I had an attorney in Nashville, I won't name his name, that did my case approximately 19 years, as far as, when workman's comp denied things, they would take it to court and all.
Right.
Because I paid him a big part of my settlement, and it was my understanding that he would take my case for the rest of my life. Is this true? Is he obligated to do that?
Well, that would depend on what contractual relationship you had with him, Elizabeth. Did you have a written agreement with him?
I'm not sure whether it's on my court order or not.
Yeah, but was there a written agreement you had directly with the lawyer?
Not to my knowledge, but like I said, he did take care of it 19 years, and then he claimed that he was no longer doing workman's comp.
Well, that may be true.
Without an attorney.
Yeah, here's what I would recommend that you do. Call him and say, well, who do you recommend that I get now to help me? Is he still practicing law? He's just not doing workers' comp?
That's what he says. Yes, he is still doing the law, but see, he didn't charge me to do the case because he got so much of the settlement.
No, I get it, but that was for 19 years. Here's what I would do, Elizabeth. Call him and say, okay, I understand what you're saying. Who do you recommend that I have to represent me going forward? I would start with him making a recommendation. Because if he does workers' comp, then he will know who the good workers' compensation lawyers are around there. So that's where I would start, and then we'll see where it goes. If you want to make him continue to represent you for free, I'm not sure that's a good idea, Elizabeth. Yeah. If he doesn't want, I don't think you want a lawyer who doesn't want to be your lawyer. So I think 19 years. I mean, he's done his part, and I know you probably paid him a lot of money. But I think
I was 38 at the time when I had the wreck. Yeah. So
right.
Yeah, I was
do you really have any ongoing legal issues, Elizabeth?
Meaning, I have lifetime medical where they have to pay for all my medical bills concerning.
Yeah, but are they not paying them?
Well, no, I take like 20 shots in the back of my neck every 3 months for 20-something years.
Yes, ma'am, but they're paying for all. But aren't they paying for all that? Well, here's my question, Elizabeth. Why do you need a lawyer?
They had been, but now I've got a letter where they say they look back on my chart, and in 2019, a judge wrote that I could no longer get injections, even though I've been getting them for 6 years since then. Mm-hmm.
Well, here's what I would do, Elizabeth. I would talk to the lawyer that represented you for 19 years, did a really good job, and say, sir, who do you recommend that I get to hire me going forward? Because I think you got your money's worth out of the 19 years. And if you want a lawyer going forward, Elizabeth, you probably won't have to pay for it.
Okay.
Elizabeth,
thank you so much for your time. Have a wonderful day.
All right, you have a great day too,
ma'am.
Elizabeth. Thank you. Hope everything works out for you, Elizabeth. Let's talk to Danny, who is next up.
You know what, Matt? That's about as long as I've been representing you. When am I going to get paid?
I just told you. I told you just keep sending those invoices. I'll keep filing them. Danny, what's going on? How are you?
Hey, good afternoon. I'm doing all right, gentlemen. Mr. J, I'll tell you what, sir. I actually have an honest question. There's a reason I'm asking. And you seem like a straight shooter as an attorney. And like I'm admittedly a little bit of low IQ and not much common sense. Okay, I'm gonna tell you that straight up. And I know.
Are you an Alabama fan? Are you an Alabama fan, Danny?
I know this much to say. I can neither confirm nor deny.
He said he can confirm nor deny his Alabama fandom. He's pleading the fifth. He's pleading the fifth.
Hey, Matt, now that was some Sherlock Holmes detective skills right there.
That's pretty good. Jay got him down to it. And he said, I plead the fifth.
I got a real question, though.
All right, hit it.
Okay.
Let's go.
Jay, you're a straight shooter, all right? I think you're a straight shooter. I don't know you personally, but I think you're a straight shooter. And really, and the reason what brought this on is because something you was talking about earlier. And you rub more shoulders with attorneys and lawyers and stuff and all that than most of us. And there's a lot of stuff about there. Attorneys are basically dishonest or embellish the truth and blah, blah, blah and stuff. And from your experience, I mean, you're a straight shooter. I mean, sure, there's bad.
Danny.
Great, but,
hey, Danny.
But
Danny.
I'll get to it.
Danny. Yeah, we got to get to it, brother. I'm running out of time.
I'll get to it. I'm getting on it.
Yeah.
Because of the fact, look, are y'all actually that intelligent to take a lot of education? Because, like you said, that you could understand governors on small engines, and I can't figure them out. Now, y'all actually that good and that intelligent, or are y'all just blowing smoke?
Danny, I'm putting Danny on. Go ahead, Jay. Okay. Go ahead. Yeah.
Well, here's where I'd answer that, Danny. You know, lawyers are a big group of people, and you get any big group of people together, you're going to get all different kinds. We are as varied as the people that file into Neyland Stadium on Saturday afternoon in the fall. You get rocket scientists and you get Alabama fans. I mean, that's from one end to the other there, Danny. So I know some really smart lawyers. I know some really honest lawyers. I know some crooked lawyers. I know some mean lawyers. But the same could be said about small motor repair people, radio talk show hosts, pico doctors. So anyway, so we come in all flavors.
Absolutely. All right,
we as a group, we are not smarter than the general public. Absolutely. I do not believe that. I
will apologize in advance to all of these questions on the super text line that I was unable to get to, but I will get to this one because it's my favorite type of question. 8183 writes and asks, Jay, if I'm an unlicensed plumber, can I be sued when I screw up?
Well, 8183. Here's I'm sorry, I didn't get the producer's name, man.
Mason.
Hey, Mason, are you listening?
I'm right here.
What does it take to file a lawsuit, Mason?
Oh goodness,
Mason's never heard this question. Jay.
I haven't heard this question.
You don't know, do you?
There's a piece of paper and a lawyer.
$400 and a crayon.
There you go.
That's all it takes.
There you go.
$400 is the filing fee.
Mm-hmm.
And you remember that because that's going to be the name of the podcast that Matt and I do.
$400 in a crayon.
$400 in a crayon. And so, yes, the 8183, sir, you can be sued for anything. I guess your question is, will you lose? That's what you're really asking.
Well,
and then we'd have to know the facts of the case.
Yeah, that depends on how bad.
You can be sued.
Yeah,
you can be sued.
Jay, I always love it. It's a big-time popular segment of this radio show, and I need as many of them as I can get, and I appreciate you. Send me that invoice, Jay. I hadn't got one in a while.
Well, if you'll come do work on my lawnmower engine, then maybe we'll be even.
We'll trade it. We'll trade it out. I'll see you soon, brother. Take care.